if we look at all the mammals that exist on land, 36% are humans, 4% are wild animals, and 60% is livestock, right? So it's not just humans having an impact in the world, it's also humans and all the animals that we are keeping in order to nourish us when there are lots of other options that we could be using while maintaining a very small amount of space for the wild. When we talk about regeneration, I also say that we have one metric, which is the 4% of wild animals really should increase, right? Every hectare of forested that is deforested, we then have less than one cow, yeah? So it's like one cow replacing an enormous, one of the most biodiverse, rich environments that is really the safety net for life on the planet because of one cow. I think for me, it's really important, again, to see how we are impacting the system and the choice that we have as consumers. Yeah, and to really, if we're gonna uphold animal rights, is also the rights of the wild. Yeah, it's not just the rights of, it's not just cows or pigs having a larger space to live. It's also the rights of all species. I think in terms of what everyone can do, I think there are maybe two ways to go about this. I think one way is to create more space for the wild, to really look at how can we positively impact biodiversity. And this is from, the diversity of our diets to creating, especially here in the UK, like gardens and city gardens are so helpful for biodiversity. It's like, how do we really work thinking that I'm living my life trying to increase habitat for more diversity around me. And it can be how we build our buildings, creating space for urban birds or bats. And the second part is I think that's the regenerative part. And then there is the other part, which is really arresting disorders. Like, how do we weaken industrial farming, and how do we reduce demand on products that are really destroying the planet? And that is having a more plant-based diet, that is favoring, foods that we know have a potential to regenerate systems, like I said, pulses or oats, or eating more local food. Also reducing food waste. This is huge, right, in this country. Like 1/3 of all food is wasted. So yeah, I think those are very simple things, but we always say together with the individual action needs to be your collective positioning and your political positioning, and making sure that you are electing the right governments, really having this systemic thinking of how am I connecting to other places through, what I do and what I eat, and how can we also create a more democratic space that would uphold rights better. So yeah, it's also my function as a citizen, right? How can I behave in my community and in the political systems that I'm in to move us collectively towards a regenerative culture, and regenerative cultures.